Good evening, everybody. I'm Manshri Desai. On behalf of Maratha Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture, I welcome you all to this evening program. We are very lucky to have with us Ms. Mandeep Kaur. She's a Joint Development Commissioner from the Ministry of MSME, Government of India. I would like to briefly introduce her before I hand over the show to her. Ms. Mandeep Kaur is an IS officer of the 2004 Jammu and Kashmir cadre. She's a qualified company secretary and a law graduate with masters in business law from National Law School, Bangalore. After working for a couple of years in the private sector, she joined the government service in 2004. She has worked in different roles in the government, including as a collector, as a municipal commissioner in Jammu, in the government of India. She has worked in the health ministry, the finance ministry, and now she's had a long tenure with the Ministry of MSME. So, on behalf of our Director General, Mr. Prashant Girbani, our President, Mr. Pradeep Bhargava, and the Board of Directors, and all the members of NCCIA, I welcome you, Madam, to today's program. And we are very eager to hear your insights into the various schemes and the efforts that the Ministry of MSME is undertaking. For all our members, who are more than two-thirds of them are from the from the MSME segment. So over to you, ma'am.
Thanks so much, Manjari. Nice to be back with the MCCI, not in Pune, but on this digital platform. Where it's always nice interacting with your members. Since the topic for today's discussion is technological interventions and technological support being provided by Ministry of MSME to the MSMEs in the country, I would straightway come to the interventions and the policies and schemes of Ministry of MSME. And then I would invite the questions and queries from the participants. Dear friends, Ministry of MSME runs a lot of programs for MSMEs, particularly in the specific area of technological support. There are a number of schemes providing technological interventions. The most prominent one is technological upgradation support, which was earlier known as NMCP, National Manufacturing Competitiveness Program. We have our field offices, so our field office in Nagpur and in Mumbai, I'm sure they must be organizing a couple of programs for all of you, making you aware about all these schemes, but I'll briefly cover the relevant schemes and programs. So friends, as I mentioned that this technological upgradation support program, it has 6 components. All these 6 components cover the 6 verticals of technology related support which MSMEs need. Particularly those in manufacturing sector, but not limited to that. These even in those in the service industry, even in other fields, even in agro processing, for that matter, anybody in different fields and sectors which require technological support can be are entitled to the benefits of these schemes. So number one is incubation program, in which we register business incubators with us. These business incubators can be technical institutions like engineering colleges, management colleges. These can be different social enterprises. These can be different industry associations. For example, Masia is also registered with us as a business incubator. Am I right, Manjari? Is that registration complete or is it still under approval?
My colleague Parag is here. Parag, are you there?
Ma'am, registration is complete.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
like this, different stakeholders for the MSME development are entitled to be registered as business incubators. Anybody who has ideas and need platform and need infrastructure support for development of that idea can reach out to these business incubators in their surrounding areas, use their infrastructure and develop their ideas. So ministry provides 15 lakhs per idea if your ideas are approved by the competent authority. Then we provide support, infrastructure support to these business incubators, so that whatever small machinery support or any other infrastructure support they require for development of that ideas, that plant and machinery support is also provided to the business incubators up to 1 CR. And then we provide seed capital support. This is a new component which we have introduced last year, in which we provide seed capital to those people who have developed the ideas and now looking for small funding support, that funding support which for which probably they are not entitled to from the Startup India or from any other seed capital funding program of Government of India through various ministries. That seed capital support could be provided. So the guidelines of these have very recently been finalized and will be notified soon. So then seed capital support can also be taken by different ideators who want to start their venture and don't have collateral or don't have any such security through which they can take the loan from banks or financial institutions. That is our first scheme. Under this scheme, we have registered more than 400 business incubators throughout the country. We keep receiving ideas from through these business incubators, and very recently we had run an idea challenge also, and we'll be very soon finalizing the results of that, and all that ideators will be getting funding from the ministry. The second scheme is design scheme, under which we set up design centers throughout the country. Earlier, National Institute of Design Ahmedabad used to run this scheme, but from last year we have revised the structure of the scheme, and we have again allowed anybody out of the stakeholders I just mentioned as a part of incubation scheme. So anybody can set up design center who is providing support to manufacturing MSMEs, to artisans, to handloom, to handicraft MSMEs, or any MSME which requires design support, design intervention through various designers and design institutes and design firms. They can provide design support, and we subsidize the cost of designers. There are two kinds of projects which are admissible under the scheme. One is professional project and second is student projects. So different levels of different scales of funding and subsidy support is given under this. Besides, we also fund various studies and various awareness programs and workshops for bringing design related awareness amongst MSMEs under this scheme. Third scheme under this umbrella program is IPR scheme, under which we provide reimbursement support to all those who have taken IPRs, got their IPRs registered, whether it's trademark, copyright, patents, geographical indicators, designs, industrial designs. Anybody who has registered, again, there is a scale of reimbursement for both domestic as well as international IPRs. And we have online MIS on which anybody can send their claims, and the reimbursement is provided. Then we have set up about more than 70-80 IP facilitation centers for bringing IP related awareness amongst MSMEs. So you all can reach out to that IPFCs. The details are available on our website. You can reach out to that IPFCs and ask for the guidance and support if you want to get your IPRs registered, or you want to get to know about the IP related developments in the country. Again, we keep organizing a lot of awareness programs and workshops for bringing awareness throughout the country through industry associations, again through various other stakeholders and IPFCs who have registered under this scheme. The fourth scheme under this this is digital MSME scheme. Under this, as the name suggests, the digital awareness amongst MSMEs, we also have the component of providing digital identity to MSMEs. That particular component is at this time under consideration, and very soon the decision will come out as to the reimbursement pattern. So digital identity will be provided to MSMEs. We are also coming out with a portal which will be providing all the necessary information relating to digital developments in the country through that, and along with that, various connecting different stakeholders to each other through this portal. That portal is under development. Very soon it will come out and provide you all the support under this scheme. The fifth scheme under this category is Lean. So Lean and Z are the remaining two schemes under this program, under which, as the name suggests, Lean. So you all know that this is an old scheme under which we were providing consultancy support to MSMEs to bring efficiency in their manufacturing processes. These are the internationally settled parameters which are followed, and earlier the QCI and NPC used to implement these schemes, but again we have expanded the scope and we have onboarded industry associations and various other partners who can be implementing agencies under these two schemes. So Z and Lean. Z is, as the name you know, that it is called zero effect and zero defect, by which the capacity building of MSMEs is done in such a way that they improve the efficiency of their manufacturing processes and run their manufacturing processes in such a way that there is zero effect on the environment. So this scheme, again, earlier it used to be run by QCI, but now it has been simplified, and very soon the revised and simplified form will be launched. So these are the 6 main schemes under the TAS program of Ministry of MSME. Besides this, there are many other schemes, the details of which could be are all available on our website, like Spurti and Aspire, and then we have 15 plus 18 technology centers running throughout the country. If I talk of Maharashtra, then we have one in Aurangabad and one in Mumbai. These technology centers are specialized in one particular technology sector, and their mandate is to provide all kinds of technological support, do small job works, and provide the technology related support to the MSMEs in their surrounding areas in that particular sector. So for these technology centers, again, we run the program under which regular capacity building of these technology centers is done. MSc CDP, as you know, that cluster development program is one very prominent and flagship program of the ministry, under which we promote setting up of clusters in any particular sector, and we provide technological support up to 20 CR to that cluster. In that program, again, lot of capacity building and lot of other interventions have been introduced, and the benefits of which could be taken by the MSMEs. Spurti and Aspire are the other two programs. Besides other organizations of ministry like NSIC, KVIC, they also run a lot of schemes, the details of which could be available from their website. I think that is all from my side, Manjari, about different programs and different interventions which Ministry of MSME has introduced over a period of time, and the benefits of which are being taken and should be taken by the MSMEs throughout the country. We are going through tough times, and in this COVID crisis has brought complete disruption in the way business was being run, and MSMEs are the worst affected sector. But let me assure you that from the government side, lot of thinking is going on and lot of efforts are being made so that the restoration process starts soon. And probably this is the phase which will bring an overall change in the way MSMEs used to run their business, and lot of modernization efforts and lot of efforts to bring them on the digital platform so that they can do lot of their business through e-commerce platforms, and lot of industry, when we talk of industry 4.0, so lot of digital modernization in their approach and in their functioning A lot of efforts are being done from the government side in that direction. That's it from my side, Manjari. Now I think we can take up the questions.
Okay. So I have received a set of some 7, 8 questions which I'm going to pose in front of you. Meanwhile, people will put in their questions in the chat box, so we'll take up those questions as well. There was a question which was asked on, are there any particular schemes for entrepreneurship development in the rural areas?
Entrepreneurship development?
In rural areas.
In rural areas,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, one very important scheme, since it was, our topic was technology, so I covered mostly the prominent technology related schemes of the ministry. So we run one entrepreneurship skill development program, under which skilling efforts are done through our various field agencies, who are development institutes and technology centers, and now through different state government agencies. So in every state industry secretary has nominated one organization to whom programs have been sanctioned. And very recently we have done, through again digital platform, we have done workshops with them, in which the detailed modalities of the scheme have been discussed and explained to them, and they will be very soon organizing all that programs through digital platforms now, as at this time when we have to follow social distancing norms. And after the things get normalized, then these skill development programs will be organized. Specifically for rural areas, we have entered into MOU with the Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Ministry of Agriculture, through which in different agro-rural clusters, these programs are going to be organized. So if I mention about the nodal agencies, so it is NIRD is National Institute of Rural Development. Hyderabad is the nodal agency for the rural clusters, and ICR, Indian Council for Agriculture Research, is the nodal agency for the agro clusters. And for tribal clusters, TriFed is the nodal agency, has been allotted a lot of programs, and they will be conducting these programs in each and every block of the country. They have started they had started the program in the month of December, but after the COVID situation, everything has come to standstill, and they will be organizing the programs now on the digital platform very soon.
Thank you, Mandeep ji. Similarly, there is a question whether there are any particular schemes for Industry 4.0 and IoT.
As of now, no, but yes, thinking is going on, and we hope that in the times to come, there will be a scheme.
Okay. So one person had put in a question as to, there is a lot of talk going on redefining the definition of MSMEs. So he wants to know, by when will this new definition come into being?
See, that matter is pending in the parliament, so we also don't know how much time will it take. But let's hope it will come very soon.
Okay, and there was another question which was on, what are the schemes supporting new technology? I think part of it you have already covered. So is there anything you want to add to it?
I think all the schemes which I discussed in detail, they are all for taking care of the new technologies. And as I mentioned about digital technology, so in that scheme, all these guidelines are available on our website. So you should take time out now, this time when we all are sitting at home, go through the schemes, and then send your request through, either through Masia or through any other implementing agencies, because that all that schemes cover the component of futuristic developments. So anything which is relevant, or which becomes relevant for the industry in the times to come, can be covered under all that schemes.
Okay. Ma'am, there was another question which is aimed at asking if there is a single window approach for budding entrepreneurs. Is there a single window where the budding entrepreneurs can approach? People want to start businesses, but they're not sure whom to approach. So
See, there are, as you know, that in the state, all these schemes are implemented through the state governments. So every state has nowadays, under ease of doing business, they have set up facilities to facilitate the entrepreneurs for taking benefits and advantages of all these schemes. Besides, we have our development institutes in every state. So you can very well approach them to even take the guidance and get the knowledge about all these schemes and how you should apply and take the benefits of all these schemes. That is from the government of India side. From state governments also, they have DICs in each and every district, which is meant for providing this information as well as providing you counseling as well as support to take advantages of all these schemes. Under our ESDP program, we have the component of setting up of EFCs, Enterprise Facilitation Centers, which is supposed to be one-stop shop for providing you all kinds of support, counseling, mentoring at one place. So this proposal is setting up of all these things is under process, and we hope that in the times to come, every block and every district will have one EFC where you can go and you can reach out and you can gain the knowledge as well as support for taking advantages of all these schemes.
Thank you, ma'am. Mandeepji, this question is on behalf of the chamber. We have been trying to, rather, I had attended your design clinic session also, and after that I had a few follow-up mails. We want to take up this scheme so that, we can help our members to give them subsidized design services. So I'm kind of stuck up. How do we go ahead with that?
You have to just send the proposal to us, and in the next PMAC, since you are a member of now PMAC, next PMAC, whenever, so we keep holding these, there's this empowered committee, project monitoring and advisory committee headed by the development commissioner. As and when, we have couple of proposals ready to be discussed there. So you can send the proposal in the next PMAC, it will be considered and approved.
Okay. So, thank you, ma'am. So before I take up other questions which have been posed by our members, I would request Parag Kulkarni, who is my colleague. He also looks after the MSME committee. If he has any question, then he may please go ahead. Otherwise, I will take up the questions which have been posted on the chat box.
Madam, two questions. You just said that Z is being simplified. So can you provide little more information on that? And second question is there any role for associations in Z scheme?
Parag, as I mentioned, in all the schemes now, we have made industry associations as implementing agencies, direct implementing agencies. So you have a direct role now because you are connected through your members you are connected to your members, so you can take the information as well as support of all these schemes to your members if you become implementing agency. For example, under the incubation, you have opened a business incubator. Similarly, design center Manjari mentioned. So you can, under the Lean and Z also, you can become implementing agency. We have put an expression, we have invited expression of interest from all the implementing agencies to send their proposals. That EOI is there on our portal. You can just simply send your proposal, and as and when next PMAC is done, it will be considered in that and you'll be approved as implementing agency. So you have direct role in all the schemes implementation.
Okay, ma'am. We are you have appointed us as implementing agency for Lean. So implementing agency for Z will be different, or it will be through Lean only?
I can't hear you, Parag. Your voice is not very clear.
No, my question is, madam, you have appointed MCCI as implementing agency for Lean. So will there be any different channel or different implementing agency for Z scheme, or we can operate through the Lean implementing agency to promote Z scheme?
See, if you have gone through Z operational guidelines, which are again there on our portal, it has all the different levels of Z certification. So Lean is the 4th level.
Yes.
All the implementing agencies which are there, and as it's Z revised portal is under development. So as and when it is launched, all the implementing agencies under Lean will automatically become implementing agencies under Z. You are not required to register yourself as IA, but you can just, start facilitating your members to become Z certified and take advantage of that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, Mandeep ji. I'll take up a question from Mr. Nand Kishore. He has said, he has asked that we want financial support for developing new product technology which is still not available in India. So we intend to develop a wastewater treatment plant which does not use any chemical or external additives.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of help can they get?
I think your case can be covered under the incubation scheme. You have to reach out to some of the incubation centers, maybe business incubator under Marcia only, and use that platform for development of your idea. If you want to use any other platform like some technical institution or even our technology centers, you can reach out to them.
Okay, so Mr. Nankishore ji, you can connect with Parag, who is in charge of this project. So we can talk offline. Another question, ma'am, I'm taking up is that it's from Mr. Yogesh Rasane. He says that we are the first paint and manufacturing company in Maharashtra and third in India to be Z certified. But there are no financial tangible benefits given, he says.
There is no financial
Tangible benefits given by the government.
What kind of benefits are you looking for? See, these are the schemes which I mentioned are the technological support scheme. If you are looking for any financial help, then there are many other schemes of relating to access to finance. CLCS is one scheme. I think if you have a look and go through the scheme details, probably you can take advantage of that scheme. Besides, I'm sure state government or is also implementing lot of schemes in this sector. So I think through Mahasia you can you can get the information about all that schemes and get benefits. So both the government of India as well as state governments are running lot of schemes which cover almost each and every area where you require support. It's just that relevant information needs to be made available to you, for which you can use these kind of platforms and go through the process of taking advantage of all these schemes.
Yes, Mandeepji, thank you. There is a question from Mr. Ashutosh. He says, is there any scheme for firms providing engineering services for buying the latest design softwares?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Manjari.
Are there any schemes for providing engineering services for buying latest design softwares? So I think he's an engineering service provider and he wants some subsidies or some facilities to buy the design softwares. This is what I understand from the question.
I think your proposal can be covered under the design support scheme. There is no such kind of proposal we have supported so far, but I think you can it can be covered under this. I'm not absolutely sure, but you can always send your proposal and it can be considered.
Thank you, ma'am. There is a very interesting question from Mr. Kushal. He asks, are there any university association programs to help technology upgradation?
University
association programs from the ministry for technological?
No, from our side. See, incubation scheme is one scheme which is run largely through different technical institutions and universities and management institutions and all that. And these are the places which we intend to develop as as incubation center, as design center. So under the design scheme, we have entered into MOU with all that major technical institutions supported by MHRD, where we have set up design centers. So this kind of, again, one center, one single center to provide you all technology related support is being envisaged under this program, where at one place we can set up all the different design centers, incubators, IPFCs, and all the support could be provided to all of you from one place. Does it answer your question?
I guess so, ma'am. So another question is, ma'am, do defense procurement agencies and public sector units give preference if your organization is Z certified? Do you get a preference?
Yes, that thing is already under consideration. That the benefit of Z certification. So as I mentioned, that we have revised the Z scheme completely, in which we will be reimbursing you the cost of different certifications. Number one, and number two, we will be linking it with other schemes of not only this ministry, but we will try to link it with other ministries. Of course, this public procurement, it is under us only, so we will be certainly linking it with Z certification, and anybody who is Z certified will gradually get benefits under other schemes, including public procurement.
Thank you, Mandeep ji. Another question is, are there any schemes under Make in India?
Under
Make in India.
so Make in India program is run by DPIIT, so I won't like to discuss the things for which I am not the nodal ministry.
I'll just see a few more questions which are there. Yes. Any financial assistance available for setting up Industry 4.0 training center?
Industry 4.0 training center, not under our ministry as of now, but I think it is a good proposal, and it may be considered by the ministry in the times to come.
Yeah. Parag, do you have any more questions? I think we have more or less covered the questions which are here.
No, Manjiri, I don't have any question as of now.
Okay. So one more question. Yeah, one more question. I can say, what is the total period of getting Z certification once the process has been initiated?
See, you have to go through the guidelines of Z, which are there on our portal. The way Z was being done earlier, it has been completely revised now.
Yes.
So now the Z stages are based on your existing certifications, which are being issued by different certification agencies like BIS and all that, which was not there in the earlier Z structure. Earlier Z structure used to be based on the assessment done by QCI, and on that basis you used to be given certification. The present structure is based on your existing certifications, and on that basis, one, reimbursement is given to you, and second, on that basis you are given certifications, Z certifications of different levels. So it's up to you at what level do you exist as of now, and where you aspire to go.
Ma'am, one question, I know the answer, but I'll still pose the question. Does the ministry help in getting government orders like from defense and railways?
No, we don't. See, our public procurement policy is quite elaborate, and it gives you preference on, that Samadhan portal is there, on which annual procurement plans of different PSUs are put up. And on that, from there, you can always get the information about the procurement plans and prepare yourself, and then participate in different tenders. You also know that there is a reservation for women entrepreneurs under the public procurement policy of the ministry. But facilitating you getting orders is not what ministry does.
Yes. So also, ma'am, I would like to update you that the chamber had recently undertaken a survey we had a sample size of around 450 MSMEs So we did check out on their sentiment, how they are doing and what is their future expectations, what are the current problems that are being faced, and our Director General had also made some recommendations and couple of them have been accepted. So we are in constant touch with the MSMEs and we are trying to connect them with people like government officers like you so that they can have a direct question answer session, and we'll also collate the questions which have come to us and maybe send it across to you, and so that some questions or some details which we may have not been able to cover up during this session, we can surely touch base upon that in the near future. So thank you, Mandeep ji, for your valuable time to came
Thank you
with
so
us.
much, Manjari,
And
for
thank you
having me.
all the members who came and participated in this discussion. Thank you to our team, Mr. Parag Kulkarni, Amol, Satrisha, and Madhura. And thanks to all the members who participated. It was nice having you, and we had a very, very nice interaction, madam. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.